Sorry if I'm looking this way. I'm reading it off my laptop. Hi, my online name is Scraps, and I want to talk about my experience as an autistic person who has been bullied my entire life. Because I think sharing my story will help other autistic kids, teens, and adults realize that they aren't alone and that other people experience the same stuff they do. And to also help you realize that what other people do does not define you. I was never shoved, hit, or physically injured, and a lot of people think bullying is only physical. And it's not. There are a bunch of different kinds of bullying. I'm going to encourage you to watch this whole video through because you might be surprised how similar our experiences are. So just give me a chance. My name is Scraps. I'm 15 years old and female. I'll be turning 16 this year. I'm autistic, lower on the spectrum. I am very kind, creative, and funny. I love country music and animals. My favorite show is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love spending most of my time at the park and going on bike rides, or just writing. I love writing stories, although my grammar's horrible. I'm a teenager. I love helping people, and I care deeply about the people in my life. Unfortunately, I don't have many friends or any close friends. I also have major trust issues because of the things that happened to me. So, forming relationships with people is hard. When I was really young and around kindergarten age, I had an imaginary friend whom I might write a story about one day. Because I made this whole universe around this imaginary friend, and on the school bus every day on the way to and from school, we had these bus helpers, which were like grade 5 and grade 6 students that would sit with the kindergartners to make sure they were behaving on the bus. And I'd tell those older kids all about my imaginary friend and the universe around them, and I loved talking about it. I didn't realize at the time that they were making fun of me. They would ask, "Oh, where's Dee Dee?" and stuff like that. Not in a curiosity way, but in mockery. That I, as a toddler and also an autistic toddler, didn't recognize until much later on. So people might think I'm overreacting or think nothing of it, but no, I'm not. That is bullying. I'll tell you it's bullying because they did it with everything. When I was in grade 6, I would sing a song called Soft Kitty. It's the same one Amy sang to Sheldon in The Big Bang Theory. So it was the only one I remember. I wasn't good at singing, but I remember lullabies, so I would sing Soft Kitty and Itsy Bitsy Spider on the bus sometimes. I didn't exactly know why. I think I was just enjoying the moment, but kids started asking me to sing them Soft Kitty and stuff, and I was like, yeah, sure. So I'd sing the song and they'd laugh, and I could hear them right beside me, whispering, "Oh, is that the one from The Big Bang Theory?" and stuff, and mocking me and laughing, literally right beside me, infantilizing me. And I know that sounds extreme because, yeah, but, you'll understand when you hear everything else. They treated me like I was a clown or a joke or something to make fun of. And all I was doing was trying to have fun and be a kid. I wanted to do concerts, so in class I made a bunch of tickets to give to people to come to my concerts at recess. I don't know for sure if at the time I knew it was them bullying me. I think I found it funny and thought I was laughing with them, but now I know that was not the case. I enjoyed having the attention and being seen because usually I sit alone or didn't have any friends. So it was a bit exciting to have people interact with me. A teacher came over during the concerts and asked if I was okay with what they were doing. And at the time, I said yes, but that was just another big neon sign, screaming that they weren't being my friends, they were bullying me. Most kids don't know what words to call it or how to explain it to people because the way the kids act makes it easy for parents and others hearing about it to assume they're just making friends. My cousin gave me a few pieces of gold once, and when I was in grade 6, I brought them to school to show them to people because I thought it was cool. On the bus, I brought them out to show people, and a girl tried to take them out of my hands. My friend, I'll call P at the time, stopped them, and when I asked why the girl tried to take them, they said it was because I didn't deserve them. That hurt a lot, but now that I look back at it, I find it hilarious hearing that the thief says you don't deserve it, as they try and steal it from me. It's spectacularly hypocritical. They also were taking pics of me or something. I don't remember exactly. The only reason I remember they were taking pictures of me was because I remember telling my classroom teacher about them trying to steal the gold, and the only thing the teacher cared about was that they took pictures of me. Not, like, I don't even care about the pictures. I just told them everything that happened. The gold was the main concern and actually a crime. Every teacher in my life failed me. I remember I love and still love the swing set, but for a while when I was young, I didn't know how to swing myself, so I had other kids push me, and two girls were pushing me. I heard one tell the other, just push her so hard that she falls off so we can have the swing. That hurt. Everything everyone ever said hurt. I remember it vividly, even though it was like 8 years ago. I also remember a group of like 8 of them surrounding my swing and grabbing at the chains to try and stop me. And it's not like it was the only swing there. There was like 8 other swings and a massive play structure. I wasn't taking up the whole thing. They were getting all up in my space, grabbing the chains, stepping in front of me and stuff. And to this day, I freak out whenever someone steps in front of me or grabs the chains on my swing, because it triggers me hard. I got off the swing and I ran and got a teacher. The teacher didn't do anything about it, just suggested that I stay away from the swing set. It wasn't fair. I went back to the swing set anyway because I deserved to do what made me happy, and I wasn't hurting anyone, and I shouldn't have had to stop because other people minimized me. When I was like really little on the bus, kids were being mean. I don't remember what they were saying, but I finally decided to stand up to those other kids. They were older. I was maybe 7 or 8 at the time, and I was yelling at them for being mean and bullying me and stuff, and they recorded it to post on TikTok. I felt so bad about myself and never was able to stand up for myself again, because whenever I did, they made a joke out of me. I remember one time I was going to my grandma's after school, in maybe grade 3. I brought my stuffed animals in my bag, and a kid behind me on the bus opened my bag and started touching and taking my stuffies, which I was really attached to, so I got upset, obviously. I remember in class in grade 5, I was lifting up my desk and stuff because I was bored, and I flipped it by accident. Kinda scared me, actually. I didn't know it was that heavy. I felt embarrassed as I picked it up, and a few kids laughed and were like, "Scraps, you should flip your desk again." And again, while I was writing a story in class, I had to use voice type to spell a word. I was writing a story of kids surviving a tornado, and I had to spell the sentence, "They only had one thought in their minds." But I didn't know how to spell thought, so I used voice type, and a few kids laughed and said, "You farted in their minds?" I had a speech impediment. I had a hard time pronouncing F's and TH sounds. You see, I was always treated like I wasn't human, like I wasn't a person with thoughts and feelings. No one ever cared. No one ever saw me as anything worth caring for. My own grandma said I was next to nothing and called me piss pants when I was 7 for having bladder issues at night. My mom always said, "Ignore it, 'cause you know that they're just bullying you 'cause they feel bad about themselves." My dad said it was like that too for him, but it stopped when he stood up for himself. My mom kept telling me to ignore it or kill him with kindness. Obviously, none of it helped. And by the time I was a teenager, I always tried to stay positive and be kind and stay true to myself. I was never violent. I was Christian, and I never wanted to fight or hurt people because it was wrong. I thought about doing it, but my morals never let me. I never wanted to fight or hurt anyone. I even felt bad telling someone to shut up. Sometimes I feel like my own brother hates me. He's 8 and he swears and stuff, and I was trying to shoot hoops with my dad and him because they invited me on an outing with them. We weren't actually playing basketball. We were just taking turns throwing the ball in the net, but my brother kept shoving me and trying to take the ball, and I didn't even get to play because he never let me have the ball. I stormed off and yelled at them. I felt bad about it, as I love my family and Dad especially. But I was just so tired of feeling like I wasn't human and that no one cared about me. I started reading Reddit posts and forums about when to run away and how to do it safely. And I started talking to my mom about mental health, and I always prided myself on not being depressed, but by the time I was 15 I started to feel that way. I started hating the fact that no one saw me as anything but a joke, or a clown, or something to bully. I hated that I was hated, and I hated that no one wanted to be my friend, or that I had no one to talk to, or that my mom didn't understand that I wasn't overreacting, and that I wasn't being bad, and that I just needed someone to understand. That I hated that I was good, that I hated that I was a good person, that I was nice and funny and kind and caring, because no one ever saw me like that. Everyone at school mistreated me and made me feel worthless. They'd laugh at stuff like that I do normal things like sitting on the swing or walking to the bathroom. Like I was just a plot on the TV. I didn't know what I ever did wrong to be treated this way. It's hard when you realize a place you're supposed to learn and make friends and prepare for your future almost made me not have a future. I also hated being sexualized because I was groped by an EA in my school in grade 9. I'll call her B. It wasn't technically groping, but she was really weird. She asked me about my menstrual cycles and put her hand in my pants pocket to fix it because my pocket was inside out, and she commented that I should wear bras. And another EA, I'll call D, came up to me once and asked if I had peed my pants because it looked darker around my butt. When she realized it was just my pants stained with paint or something, she laughed and took a pic of me to show me even though I didn't ask. She did delete it in front of me, but yeah, no. Come on, man. And also, as a teenage girl, I am developing, you start feeling insecure about your body and how people look at you. I hated being referred to as a girl because I didn't want to be sexualized or seen as weak just because of my gender. I wanted to be known as me, not just a gender or autism. I tried to ask my mom about babysitting, and she said no because she didn't want me to go to random people's houses because I'd get molested. When I was looking into how to run away, I hated myself more because it was all about getting molested, raped, and other stuff. I wish there was a way to live without having to worry about your body and how people see you. I wish I could get away without worrying about getting molested. I wish I could work and make money and be independent without worrying about getting molested. I wish I could live a life without being treated differently because of my gender and my autism. I wish people would see me as a person, not a body or a joke. I wish people would see me as me and not a joke. I wish I didn't have to be violent or hurt people to be respected. Sometimes in darker moments when I feel nothing but anger, I think about ways to escape, because no matter what, I'm not going to be treated any better and no one is ever going to understand. I don't want to die, but when I'm angry and when everything clouds over, I feel like I'm out of options. If you made it through this video till the end, I wanted to explain why I made it. Because until recently, I thought I was the only one who ever felt this way, or be bullied like this. I always thought it wasn't really bullying because they weren't saying mean things or shoving me around. But it is. This is all different forms of bullying, and learning that took a huge weight off my chest. I'm making this video so that you know that you are valid and that you are being bullied and that it is not just in your head. My story isn't over. I'm still being bullied, but I hope that one day I'll find a place where I am happy and belong. I want everyone listening or reading this to know that you are perfect the way you are, and that you'll find your people, and that you don't have to change or hurt people because of what other people do. Because if I'm still here and I'm still golden, you can stay golden too. Stay good. Stay gold, stay you, and you'll find your people, and share your story, share it, yell it loud because your story can reach others like us. You belong, you are loved. Before I go, I'll say that music helped me a lot, and going for bike rides also helped a lot. I'm trying to laugh and find things to laugh about. That really helped too. Just small things like enjoying the sunset and good weather helped. I'm not okay right now, but I have hope that one day I'll be okay, and I'm not gonna give up on that hope. And you shouldn't either, because you are a beautiful person and deserve to be loved and cherished. I'll leave you with this. I'm not okay right now, but I have hope that one day I will be, and you will too. Thank you for your time, and remember, stay gold, stay here, and stay you.